Oh yeah.
Welcome to the stage.
Oh yeah. 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 Boop boop. Boop boop.
Yeah.
Woo! Let go, let go. Look, we about to get it brackin' in this bitch. You just tuned into the littest channel on Twitch. And I am TPain, you know the OG. So when you think of legends, I am one of those kings. Hope please, get on both knees. I'm your host tonight, but feel free to host me. I'm a big brainer, pro gamer. Other channels lame-os, they no namers. 5 subs, 20 subs, 50. Yeah, I can't put money in the bank cause it won't fit in. Yeah, I stay loyal to my royals and you know I can't switch. Take the trash outside, better get out my face, bitch. That's what's up. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, that's what. Let's go check.
That's right, guys. We're back. T-Pain in the house. Will hasn't been part of that yet.
No,
that was incredible. I'm not gonna lie. That was the best intro I've probably ever seen.
Yeah, he's got several of those intros, and I will tell you,
Oh my God.
I would definitely get kicked off YouTube.
Oh my God.
So anyway,
that was amazing.
Hello, chat. I'm here in the dark, with my good friends. Soon to be banned. Brendan, soon to be banned. Already, were you already banned?
Dude, I was banned before Lael.
Oh.
He was banned before I was, and then
Okay, you're banned.
I'm the only one not.
Lael's banned. Will's banned. Hashtag ban Will is.
I'm half banned
on Twitter.
You're muted in their streams.
I'm muted on their YouTube stream. My head's on the chopping block. Oh my God.
Let there be light. All right, so
wow.
Yes, look. Hold on. Look. That just happened. That's right. T-Pain. You guys didn't know T-Pain. We're good. We're buds, man. We got it. So yes, AJ, that is. So I wanted to let you guys know we're going to talk about Grievous. And I also have some other topics to talk about. We're going to talk about Grievous. And in order to do this right, I went and had a shirt. I made a shirt for this stream specifically for this one.
That you did.
So here's the thing. I made this. Just saying. And I think it turned out pretty good. And I mean, I've got this shirt. Lael's got a shirt he says it's relevant to this stream. I don't know how that's going to work, but it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to his commentary.
You'll see.
Right? And then we've got we got the hashtag ban Will up in the chat.
Don't do this. Don't.
Literally, I asked him to be on the stream like an hour ago. He was like,
I just got
I'm not going to say where he was planning on going,
So.
but they treat you like family. So
They sure did. I know. Trust me. I didn't get breadsticks to take home with me though, so I'm super disappointed.
right. True story.
Did you bring your framed doctorate with you?
Yeah, I brought that. They didn't really
case
seem
you
to
didn't-
care though. Yeah, they didn't give me any extra breadsticks. I thought they might, but
Yeah, true story. How long did it take you to make the shirt? Honestly, it took me like 10 minutes to design it, and then I made it. So 20 minutes. It wasn't a big deal. But it was worth it. So pretty good. All right. So, hey, I see our first question. I think this is a valid question, and I'm not going to run away from it. Let's get into this thing. I just saw this in the chat. Hold on. I don't know who this is. I've never seen you before in the chat, but let's talk about this thing. Bedroom Beethovens. No idea what that means, really. Kind of milking the whole Saichu thing, don't you think? So I will pose that up there. Brendan, I'll go with you since you were banned before everybody. Are we milking this thing?
No, not even. No, just no, because we don't like the fact that we have to deal with this nonsense. We don't like the fact that it's like. Somebody I saw in a Facebook group was, talking about how, you guys just, love to hate Sideshow. And I'm like, do you realize how much easier collectors' lives like myself and all you guys would be if Sideshow didn't suck a fat one? Like, Do you really like? Here's the thing. We go, first batch Hong Kong a lot because it might be a month or two for Sideshow to get something after a Hong Kong release, or it might be 8 months, and we have zero idea going into every figure what the situation is going to be. I mean, how long was it for Captain Marvel or Justice League Superman? It was insane, those waits. If Sideshow would work something out better with Hot Toys, be like, hey, look, get the ship out, and then a month later you actually drop it in Hong Kong so that maybe it's only one more month or a couple more weeks until we get it. Work that out contractually and logistically with them. Do things like that. And then also don't make, as you've said, piles of shit. Like, just come on, don't do that stuff.
That doesn't sound like something I'd say.
If they work on those things, and then we would be like, you know what? I could wait if it was going to be 30 days after each release. I could wait. And I'd be like, okay, I'll save my money. I'll get from Sideshow. If they didn't make these business decisions that sucked, if they didn't put out these figures that sucked, our lives would be a lot easier and we would be spending less money. So no, it's not. We're not milking it. We're pissed because it would be better if Sideshow didn't suck. But guess what? They do.
Right on, true story. Bob Dylan says the collecting community stood up to the man, and we had a small yet meaningful.
Some of them.
Yeah, that was pretty good, Bob Dylan. Good job, buddy. Yeah, we had a. I'm not going to personally claim that I had anything to do with it, but I know they did not like my video. I know that for a fact. I know that. But they probably didn't like everybody else's photos and videos and social media blowing up like there was no way to get away from it, but they were silent for a week and said nothing.
Hoping it was going to blow over.
Yeah.
It didn't. It didn't.
Nope.
It didn't. So, Will, you are the biggest Sideshow fan here. So,
Is that the case? What an introduction. I would say Leo and I are probably on the same level of Sideshow fandom.
I mean, that's a low bar to say.
Yeah, right. Okay, so if we're talking about sort of like the overall deal with Sideshow, like honestly, I've had a really good experience with them for the most part. Like the customer service, I can't deny, has been good with Sideshow. So I give them credit for that. And I don't think you guys are taking that away from them in the slightest. I don't feel like the company is altruistic by any means, and I think their recent actions have kind of shown that, right? So, but at the same time, I don't feel like they're all awful either. So I think that's mostly the case with most companies. So I do feel like the Grievous thing was a major misfire. I mean, and we all knew that. So for me, though, I hold no ill will towards it myself, just because for me, I canceled my order. They gave me my NRD back. I was happy about that because I saw this. I mean, I really like this figure, and I said for a long time, I was like, let's wait and see how it comes out because it still looks good. Maybe they're just fixing things. So I was like, let's wait and see before we start canceling our orders, right? And then I saw the posing video, and I was like, all right, I ain't feeling too good about this anymore.
You mean the unsealed and revealed?
Guy was struggling. I felt really bad for him. Guy seems like such a nice dude, too, man.
He really is a nice guy.
Terry was coaching him, and he was like shaking, and I was like, bro, man, I feel bad. I was like, yeah, and I was like, dude, if I was in that position, I'd probably be the exact same way. I'd be flustered as hell. Like that thing did not want to pose. And Leo and I talked about this, and I saw collectors posting their stuff, like getting in hand. I was like posting just arm dropping, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to cancel, I think. So I canceled that shit so fast, and I was at Sideshow. I was like, it's been delayed, right? So hook me up with my NRD back, and they were like, all right, we got you.
You canceled right after that unsealed.
No, I canceled. Yeah, I think I might. It was not long after that. Like I started to get a whiff of what was going on, and I was like, because I thought the figure looked good. I was like, I thought it looked good, but it just doesn't. It doesn't work good. But it's a matter of like, I feel like they are trying to make it right. So I do want to give kudos to that. They did it because of the community backlash. So that's not ideal, but they are trying to fix it. So I do want to give them credit for that. Like they're saying 4 to 6 weeks, we'll give you a refund, we'll give you a $10 code. Like at least it's something, right? So I don't think this figure can be fixed. I mean, I think it may be a little bit of improvement, but I'm not sure it's going to be a major improvement where it's going to make people really happy about what they're getting. So for me, it just feels like a straight reissue. They didn't do anything to it besides the cape. So, I mean, besides the cape, that's literally it. So to me, I'm not the biggest Sideshow fan in the world. I find myself not buying from them as much anymore, but I won't say that I will never buy from them because I do like their customer service and they have come through for me on many occasions. So for that, I do have sort of mixed feelings about them because of that.
Right on, right on. That was a very thoughtful and succinct response.
Oh, thank you. I think I dragged on a little bit, but it's fine. I had a lot of Olive Garden, so it's fine.
No, I thought that was. I'm with you. Like people think I just want. Here's the thing. People say, "Why are you just hating on Sideshow?" Here's the thing. They've done some great things as well, and I have been vocal about that as well. Like their customer service, fantastic, no issues whatsoever. Their statues, the quarter scale premium format General Grievous statue I've got is flipping amazing. I love it. I've got piles of statues, but in the 6 scale figure realm, they're just not up to par.
I have their 3PO and it's pretty good, but I mean, Hot Toys would be better, no doubt about it. Yeah. I mean, but it's just they should have done it already.
Not just Hot Toys though, third parties are doing better in the 6 scale game than Sideshow.
True, but their statues are good. Ryan's right about that. I have some of their premium formats and they're fantastic.
And I've got a lot of them on order, so I'm still giving them money, but maybe not in 6 scale form. Yeah. I had really high hopes, for their X-Men line. Big X-Men fan.
Yeah.
But they just didn't deliver. So, anyways, we're gonna go to Be Kind himself and see what he's got for us tonight, Lale. 1/6 scale man.
Okay, so the moral of this is be kind. Sideshow, you have to be kind to your consumers. Be kind to them, because if you don't, this is the shit that happens. Like, this is what happens when we are able to basically, collectively, individuals, it's not just one person, it wasn't just Jetta, it wasn't just me, it wasn't just Will, it was everybody who actually got this figure in hand. Once they got it in hand, they saw the results. Now, Will, we talked about it. I had put up even basically in Jetta Patrol, I was asking like, look, I'm thinking about, I was worried about it. It was just something I was really worried about. It's like, yo, should I cancel this thing or should I keep it? A lot of people were like, just keep it, just review it and send it back. But the reason why I canceled it is because me giving them my money is me actually saying that I am satisfied with that product. I didn't want to do it. And I pulled out, especially seeing some of the videos, things that we actually saw. I was like, nah, I'm not going to participate in something like that. I'm not giving you my money, because then it's giving you a win, saying that, okay, regardless, we can put out bullshit and you'll like it and you'll accept it. And I'm not willing to really accept that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like if I buy a pair of sneakers that I don't like. If I contact Nike or if I contact whoever and let them know that, it's something that wasn't comfortable for me, oh, no problem. They'll basically, and their customer service is good. They'll allow me, they'll even send me, they'll send me a post, they'll post like a stamp.
A label,
post it on the box and send it back, and they'll actually resize and send it. Sometimes they'll even send you the shoe and tell you to keep the other one and throw it out. You know what I mean? So that's how good the customer service is. And it's all because you're being completely honest. Doesn't mean that you dislike the company. Is it that you're being honest about the product? Sideshow has made or created a platform in a space where you can't be honest. And all they want you to say is good things about bullshit. And if you don't, and you go against the status quo, like the group of 3 individuals that you see here besides Will, you're banned for just speaking up. And it's just you being completely honest. You don't see Hot Toys banning you from their product if you speak up about whatever. They'll just say, okay, chuck it up. Sometimes they won't listen to you, or they will. I mean, case in point, the Tony Stank, head sculpt that we basically got, people were vocal about it, and they finally just said, you know what, we'll replace that. We're allowed a space to basically voice our opinions, and we should be heard, especially how much money has everybody, even the chat groups, anybody has dumped into Sideshow as a company. We've done this for years. If you look back and see how much money, exactly, you've dumped so much money into this company that it's not feeling entitled. It's just the simple fact that you feel as though you should have a voice. Be kind to your consumers, because then you won't have this much of a backlash on some real shit. Like, this is what's happening. This is what happens
When you don't listen and you choose to handle things the way you want to, and the thing is, it's a level of arrogance. Sideshow, I can only say your own arrogance shot you in the ass, and this is the outcome.
Yeah.
Next time, be kind. That's all
Be
I'm going to
kind.
say. Be
Don't ban
kind to the
everybody.
consumers. Don't ban people.
We
Listen
know
to
there's
them.
going to be a next time.
For asking questions.
But they're
Don't
not
ban
gonna be
people for
kind.
asking questions.
I mean, I'm banned from their YouTube, so at
Here's
least
the
I'm
thing,
on
though.
that. I'm on that level.
Rookie move.
Here's the thing, though. What Will and Ryan, what you both said, they have excellent customer service. I agree. My issue with this, though, is that people, I saw that a lot today. Their customer service comes through again. It's like, guys, and the funny thing is my wife actually said this to me earlier. She's like, the worst companies oftentimes have the best customer service departments because they need them, right? Because we're not holding their customer service department at fault. Those guys are trying to do damage control for the decisions that are being made that make us have to engage with the customer service in the first place.
Agreed.
So we're talking about the business practices and the decisions that are made about how they're running their company and how they're treating their consumers, not what the customer service team does to try and mitigate those disasters after they already happen. And people are conflating those two things, and that's an issue. It's like nobody is disparaging their customer service team. It's everything beforehand that happens, and
That
like
would
you
be
were
a
saying,
whole nother blow up.
yeah. And it's like when you're talking about that Unsealed and Revealed, which I literally just went back and watched a little while ago today, just because I was curious. And yeah, Guy looked like somebody was holding a gun to his head. He looked so nervous. All right. And I saw the thing fall over multiple times. At one point, Terry, said while Guy was struggling and kind of wanted to maybe like take attention away from that, was like, Paul, do we have any other, questions from the chat? I swear to God, Paul said, yeah, there are a bunch of people in the chat would like to know, how does the cape feel, and how does the what is it, how is the weight of it, and I was like, man, I guarantee you not one person in that chat asked about the cape. Right?
I was asking about the cape.
Ryan was, but your comments were muted, so no one saw those.
Yeah, so nobody saw.
That's true.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like this level, like Lael said, this lack of honesty. When people are like, "Oh, they're giving you $10," if you think the $10 is okay for not having a good figure and having issues like that, fine. But it's the dishonesty that led to it that, to me, $10 does not rectify. Because here's the thing: the figure's been out a week. And already they've managed to figure out a fix that they can then manufacture and ship out to everybody in the next 4 to 6 weeks. You cut corners intentionally at the beginning. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do any of that right now. You made a choice beforehand, and now this is your way of going back and trying to fix it, but you thought you were going to get away with it before. It's the dishonesty that bothers me, and I didn't even order the figure.
You were right. So I got this email like 3-ish o'clock today, whenever it was, and so I just happened to be checking my email. So here's for those who did not order this figure, you did not get this email, so you may be oblivious to what the hell we're talking about. So let me go ahead and just read this quickly in my best Will Foxification voice.
Do your best. Do your best. It's hard.
Dear valued collector. How
You sound like a poet.
How you doing?
That's just on the dating apps. Just
it says, by now you have received your General Grievous 6-scale figure, and sadly, this item is not met with either our high standards or the quality expectations that you should expect from Sideshow. In short, we failed you. Okay. We apologize, and we want to make it right. To start, we will be adding a $10 in Sideshow rewards to your account simply for having to deal with this unexpected issue. Bullshit. Unexpected. And to thank you again for being a customer, a fan, and a fellow collector. Secondly, for those of you experiencing issues with loose arms and restricted posability, we have identified and corrected the issue. Brendan's right about that, by the way. New primary joints will be automatically shipped out to you free of charge. The current estimated arrival for this replacement is 4 to 6 weeks. The process for swapping out the primary joints is very straightforward, and we'll be sending out instructions in the coming weeks to demonstrate. If this does not resolve issues you may be experiencing with your figure, or if you would simply prefer a full refund, we are happy to accommodate that. This will include your NRD. Our customer support team is here if you need to reach out or if you have any further questions or concerns. Once again, we want to thank you for your understanding and patience. Please accept our deepest apologies, the Sideshow team.
If it's very straightforward, why wasn't it done the first time?
That's fair. It's very fair.
Will, you were there. Why didn't you fix it to begin with, man?
Will was in the room.
Was I there?
He was in the room where
I was muted, so I was not in the room. I was banned. But Brendan does make a valid point here. I feel like if they can fix this in 4 to 6 weeks, then it should have been fixed prior to shipping it. I mean, there's no counter argument to that.
They had 7 years.
Right. And I mean, that's true. And but I do feel like the fact that they're doing it at all is good, but 100%, I agree. It should have been fixed before it ever went out the door. I mean, clearly they cut corners on it, because if they didn't, then this wouldn't be happening. But it is a hard figure to make, but at the same time, they promised everyone there was improvements and people would be happy, basically. And that's the issue. I mean, you can't the figure from 2014 had a lot of issues already, but people still loved it because it was Grievous. But 7 years later, the bar has been risen, right? Hot Toys has raised the bar, among other companies too, right? So if we get a Grievous, we're expecting it at 275 or 285, whatever it was, to be at least maybe a notch below Hot Toys. It's not. I mean, it's unfortunately it's not. So not saying Sideshow can't do great work, but they're 1/6. You guys are right. Some of them are good, but a lot of them have been letdowns. Their statues are pretty damn good from what I've seen. So
the statues are good.
But it's,
you know what? The biggest problem. This is what I have is this. Who oversees product? The product production team. Who oversees this and has the final word before it's sent out? Because I'm pretty sure. The thing is, they always say our figures are inspected. We look at everything thoroughly to make sure that there are no factory defects, stuff like that, right? This is what they tell us. Now, when we see that, or when you hear that, it's okay, before this was sent out and before you made the conscious decision to tell the masses that this was a new improved body, why didn't you? Okay, see, this is what I'm guessing. There was somebody basically sitting in that room. Everybody else was sitting around. You had the head honcho sitting there. And he was like, "Oh, this is okay, right? And everybody's like, yeah. And you had that one person was like, "What the fuck?" And then everybody looked at him and the boss looked at him. He's like, "Oh, nah, that's cool. That's cool. It's great."
That video.
You know what I mean? We saw. So this is what I'm saying. The person, there should have been someone with the voice inside the company internally to see this and be like, "Yo, nah, I think we should delay it and let people know, right now, due to production, we need to get this right. We want to give you material, or we want to give you product that is suitable. So we're going to hold on to it until we've gotten it right, and we'll send it out." And I'm pretty sure that level of honesty would have been understood, at least to some.
They could have just blamed COVID.
And I would say you would be 100% wrong, because that is not the culture. The culture is.
That's true.
That's not the culture. The culture is don't step on anybody's toes.
Exactly.
Have any of you guys looked at the product page for the original Grievous and compared it to the product page for the new Grievous? Because when they list, the whodunits, the whole team, skull, cuts, all of that, literally the same exact list. You're telling me that every one of those people that were that were at Sideshow 7 years ago, all of them are still there and then we're working on this one? There are no new names. There would have to be at least one new name, right? For somebody to be making some sort of upgrade to that original piece. Yeah. There are no new names on it. It's literally the exact same list of names from. So either all of those people have been there for 7 years and they all got together and worked again on this Grievous, highly unlikely, or they literally just took the same molds from 7 years ago, did absolutely nothing, but told everybody that it was new and improved.
I think that's the problem. If they'd come out and been honest and said, "Listen, we made this figure, we're going to reissue it as it was," and just say, "Here you go." If they had done that, I don't think we'd be here talking about this.
Because you would have known what to expect.
No.
Yeah, I think everyone had expectations that were not met.
Yeah,
That's the biggest.
it's expectations that Sideshow set
Sure.
that we heard,
Sure. Yep.
and those weren't met, and they
we
thought
knew
that
they
they
were
can
lying.
blindside us. And that's the thing, is like when they announced it, I remember, the day that they announced it, I remember, because remember, like we were on with PJ Live. Remember that time?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But after that, Watch Jetta, he was like, it's not going to be it's going to be a re-release of the same. And you called it.
Everyone
you called
him crazy for that.
You called, and they probably called you crazy, but you called it, and I was like, and when you said it, I was like, damn, I want to grieve it so bad, but I know he's probably fucking right.
Yeah, we don't.
And this is the way it was. I didn't want to believe it, but that's what it was, and this is what we got, and they were afraid to admit it. That's why, because mind you, for people who didn't know, when you created that video months ago.
Oh God, yeah, they had They had 4 to 6 weeks to fix that crap.
Exactly. So when you created that video, and then you say that like they didn't like that you create, this was months ago.
No,
so you had time to prove him wrong. You had time. You had months to prove him wrong, and you didn't. And you dropped the ball, and now you're getting backlash. So I hate to say that he told you so. Majority everybody told you so, and you just didn't want to listen, man. Like, come on, everybody wants to be wrong when it comes to product. We want to be wrong to get good product. But when we're right, it's like, damn, like, I hate to say it. Be kind to your consumers, please.
But I will say this. What they sent out today was it may not be enough for some people, and I understand that, but it was a proper response versus what they were doing, which is being silent.
Yeah, right.
It was that.
Yeah.
So whoever wrote that, is $10 enough for the pain and suffering? I mean, that's your. I don't know. I don't care about the $10. I would have paid $400 if it was awesome.
Yeah,
but to say $10, okay, you're sending out $10, right? And then you're saying you're gonna replace joints. That's not enough. You should just say, look, a recall.
It only applies to previously sold out pewter statues. $10.
Yo, wow.
You didn't read the fine print.
Oh, that's probably like real tiny at the bottom.
It's real small. It's real small.
Are you fucking? Wow, man.
It's not true, Leo. Don't believe him.
I mean, but
like
listen,
$700.
It would make sense. It does sound awesome. Like it would be real, but
it does. Listen. It's not enough. Do a recall.
$10
just
would have been
complete
enough if they only
recall.
charged $10 for it, because that's about what it's worth.
Do a recall.
You might as well do a complete recall. Yeah.
A complete recall. Say, look, we're going to send you out shipping labels. We're going to send whatever. You send it back. Send it back, and if you can wait for us to get the product right, we will make this right for you. That $10 is not going to work, bro.
When the first people got this figure, and we're talking to Sideshow support, and they were literally, because I posted emails, or I read the emails on one of the videos, and they said, I went to the warehouse and I checked them, and they all have the exact same problem.
Yeah.
At what point, and I know the answer to this, but somebody, when the first batch arrived, knowing the shitstorm that was coming, somebody had to know. Mm-hmm. And they had to go through a few of these and check them. They didn't check any of them.
They didn't check shit.
There's no way.
Or they just were all like that, and they were like, "Fuck it, ship them." But that's worse.
Or the person checking them is just ignorant.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they're gonna send out new joints for. What are they doing for the people whose fingers keep breaking?
Yeah, like
because that's not like we use. Or what about the seams on the arms coming apart? That's not like at the joints. It's the whole thing all the way down. What are you doing for those things? Like,
if they're going to replace the entire arms on them,
I could build a better Grievous out of my grandmom's clothespins, bro.
I am willing, and I've said this before, even with the animated figures, I'm willing to give it a shot and see what happens. Because I don't know how they would do it based on the construction of the figure he's up there. Based on the construction of the figure, I don't know how they would do it, because literally in the joints, there's parts of paint flaking off the figure, like the coating flaking off in the joints.
Yeah.
If you go to pose it, you just got a mess of gray paint and crap all over your table. I don't know how they fix that. I'm willing to give them a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, though. If they come up with a good fix and it works, we'll all not only acknowledge that, we'll buy the damn thing.
Yeah.
Like 100%. If they fix that and it's actually a decent figure, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'd probably
Like,
buy it.
this isn't like hate on Sideshow, like fun. Like, no, this is, you guys screwed up and you took a week to even acknowledge it, and you're still not really fully acknowledging it. Right. So that's the thing. This isn't about like, oh yeah, we get something that we get to hate on Sideshow for. No, I want you to make stuff that doesn't suck so I can buy it.
I think they did offer though return labels for buyers. I'm pretty sure they did. I think
they did.
Yeah, I think that I got.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna do a full return.
Yeah, if you do a full return.
But this was after they gave the options.
Right.
They
and
said,
now,
and if that doesn't work, you can have
And they'll give you your NRD back. They said so. Like basically, even now, like if you want to ship it back, they'll pay for shipping and give your NRD back. So they'll give you a full refund. So like they are doing right at least by that. So again, customer service, they're doing right. Again, you're right. This should have been. The fact that this got out the door at all is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that this was not.
By the way, we're going to delay this figure for 6 months.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do that
or whatever.
Exactly. Just delay it, and say, look, you know what? Due to even if you don't want to admit it, just be like there are some slight delays. You don't have to come. Just be like there are some delays on product right now. We want to make sure. And pretty much, you would have probably had some people that were upset, but it would have blew over.
Yeah.
It would have been less of a backlash than it would be, from them sending out product the way it is right now, and then it's going viral. You know what I mean? If you Google it, I swear, if you Google Sideshow Grievous, watch what you see.
You'll see a bunch of.
If you go, you'll see. That's all you see, and I'm like, see, you asked for that.
Yeah, Leo.
But they make one of a cape.
They do make one, but why? How did Sideshow not learn from the Tony Stank situation? Like, I mean, I feel like, again, like they were the ones who had to deal with the brunt of that.
Arrogance,
a lot
bro.
of it. So, like, again, they dealt with Hot Toys. I 100% doubt Hot Toys will ever make a mistake like that again. Unless they feel completely confident in their product, they will not release a product again because of what happened. So why would Sideshow not see that, having to deal with that annoyance, and then do the same thing but worse?
Hot Toys. They did take a lesson from Hot Toys, but it was a different one, and it was a wrong one. Because there's so many people complaining about all the reissues that have been going on with Hot Toys.
True.
They avoided reissue like the plague. That's why they kept saying, "Oh, this is a brand new, updated figure." They didn't want to just say reissue because that word has a negative connotation right now for a lot of people in the collecting community. They saw people complaining about Iron Man reissues and Whiplash and all that stuff. They got annoyed with that, so they figured we're going to sidestep that. We're not going to say reissue at all. Yeah. But reissue was the only word that could have saved them, barring them actually, making a decent figure.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to throw this out to the chat, and we'll kind of see what happens. The chat. What would you have liked to seen them do? What would you got? Because
I'm interested.
As somebody's going to review the figure, I'm going to buy it anyways. I'm going to get it. And I'm a Clone Wars fan, so for me, I knew what I was getting to. What would you have liked to see them do? What kind of solutions would you like to see from them now? So the proverbial shit has hit the fan. How do we clean it up? That's what I want to know from you.
Yeah, how do we straighten this up?
Yeah, so that's interesting. I'm going to say. Now, I do have mine up there, once again, using the Battle Damage Thanos stand because I love it. So it's awesome.
Do you have him glued to the wall so he doesn't fall over?
No, but if he falls
I didn't see one video where he didn't fall.
Yeah, he's already broken. Just return him.
Yeah, I didn't see a single video where he didn't fall over.
I didn't let him fall. I was trying to be careful. But today, I will tell you this: since we're talking about Star Wars, Clone Wars, I got some more clones in.
That's all that. Yes, did see that.
I got more clones.
I did see that
because you gotta get clones.
Yeah,
I didn't have these, so I got greedy and I got a trooper for him.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we're getting there. And these are Sideshow figures.
Done well.
The body stuff, but whatever.
But they're clones.
They're clones. I'm already good.
Yeah.
Let's see what the
Sideshow
chat
does
says.
good work. Yeah.
Everybody so far, a lot of people saying recall.
I agree.
This is a total, in the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, a
Total recall.
total
Great
recall,
reference.
It's a total
See,
recall.
this is interesting. So Joey says more solid joints, maybe some with diecast, especially the fingers, arm, and joints are stronger, better QC.
They're not going to pay that money for that.
I understand what you're saying. I don't think diecast is the answer for this because it would be exorbitantly heavy and even more awkward. I don't know what joint. I don't know. The lower half being diecast, like K2SO, or IG11, lower half diecast, that would have made sense.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was about to mention
Solo
too, because
Mall.
my K2SO is probably one of the best diecast droids I've seen in a long time, and just the ingenuity in that figure was done so well. It will stand the test of time, and that's how you do a droid, or you do a body like that well. And it looks like they took their time to do it, because I love this piece. That what they gave us, I mean, even if you're not going to do it die-cast, and like you said, if they actually just do the bottom half die-cast, at least we have something that stands well. And, you know, maybe the top half, you know, it's listen, no matter how you spin it, it was just a poor job, and it was cheaply made, plain and simple. It was.
Has Sideshow ever done diecast?
I don't know.
Has any of their figures had diecast?
I don't think
question.
so.
Well, one of the issues I've got with it, and you guys haven't had it in hand, but the pegs, the peg in is just a circle. So it's all friction fit. It needs to be re-engineered. That's what, because all it is.
That's why I'm just not
but not
confident
just
in
the
4 to
peg.
6 weeks. It can be
Not
done.
just the peg, but the hole it goes into. Like, so it's not like they can just send you, there's this new peg or this new arm. You're still going into the hole and the same shoulder joint. Like,
I don't know how they're going to do that. I don't know.
You got to
they're going to send you Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, in 4 to 6 weeks, you cannot solve these problems, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Sounds like they knew about them already. All right, Articulated Photography, the super chat. After seeing Jenna's post, I just canceled to avoid the headache. It sucks, but I'd take a delay over the nonsense we got. That's fair.
See, they're going to screenshot that, and that's what they're going to use to sue you.
Then they're going to be suing a lot of people. They're going to sue a lot of people because there's a lot of people putting videos up, a lot of reviewers who have the right to do it.
I'll call Saul.
Yeah, there you go.
Saul, there you go.
He'll handle it.
There you go.
I don't know that. I don't know how they can fix it, but I'm willing to give them the opportunity to fix it. So if you would like to wait 4 to 6 weeks, they're not going to sell out, so you don't have to worry about that. If you want to wait 4 to 6 weeks for some of us to get those in and see if it's worth it, I would do that.
I saw a review where somebody gave it a 10 out of 10 and said, you want to get this quick because it's going to sell out. And I'm like,
wow.
No, they have almost as many returns as they had sales.
Yeah,
They're not selling out of this anytime soon.
The only way this sells out is if they lower the number available and throw them in the dumpster. That's it. Hey, look at this. Look at this.
There's a warehouse
Look
fire.
at this guy. Look at the
Look
shirt.
at this guy.
Wow.
Oh man.
Star Wars. I'm on theme. You all know I love.
It's pretty good.
I had to be.
Yeah.
pretty
I had
good.
to be on theme, of course.
Justin.
Star Wars
I
is good.
apologize.
I'm
I
slacking
apologize
on my
for
shirt
being
game.
late.
No,
You're
no,
good.
yeah.
Welcome. We were just discussing how. What would you like to have seen Saichu done to the figure, or how would you like? What response would you have liked to see? That's what we're talking about.
Well, first of all, I haven't received that email yet, so the only way I was able to read it was because you sent me an excerpt of yours. So I haven't actually received that email yet. But apparently they're replacing that part of the joint, but that's not possible because that part is fixed to the arm. So are they replacing the whole arm?
I think they
I'm
are.
taking
I
it
tried
as they're replacing
to
the whole
remove
arm.
that. I tried to remove that, and you because my first General Grievous, that joint is solid. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll just swap the joint. No, you cannot. Oh my god.
He did it. While he's a surgeon.
He did it.
Justin, I think they are replacing the whole arm. I think that's what they were saying.
They're going to
you
send
have the
out
hexagonal-
new arms to everybody.
I thought so. I thought that's what the email said, but I don't know.
That or they're replacing this little nub. I don't know how they're going to
enough
fix
of a fix.
That's not enough. That's not going
There's
to
no way they're going to send 4 arms to every single
Yeah,
person
no.
who kept it.
Yeah.
By
no.
the way, Justin has, I think, the most fair and honest review of this figure on his channel.
Yeah.
And Sideshow has not exactly been kind so we have every reason not to. But your review was fair, down the middle. You gave credit where credit was due, and you said this is a problem. This is something, So I have a lot of respect for that. But that's the thing is like people aren't out to get Sideshow.
No,
like, we wanted a good figure.
Not even me. And you'll know how Sideshow have been going about getting to suppliers that both Jeddah and I and everyone else uses. Yeah. So we don't have a lot of good blood right now out for Sideshow. But someone even said in the comments of my video, like, oh, with the way Sideshow is acting, why didn't you go hard? I'm like, but I'm not reviewing Sideshow. I'm reviewing this General Grievous.
The figure,
so I'm not gonna mention any of that. Like, it has literally nothing to do with this specific product. This product was made by the product team. What's happening with the Hong Kong resellers, that's part of the marketing team, I believe. The guy is from marketing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a completely separate team at Sideshow.
And you're not going to lower yourself to that bar that they've set. No, that's not what you're about.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think number one, like y'all were saying, it should never have made it out there in its current state. It's like if they'd accidentally released like the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer with unfinished CGI. You don't want to get that out there, so Sony took it down. But this is different because they released it like that.
They let it go.
They let it go out.
Like yours definitely showed up in better shape than mine.
Mine is here.
A whole lot.
I was wrong though. The email does say they will replace primary joints, and it's very straightforward. Process of swapping primary joints in the arms.
I can't fathom how that is.
So
very straightforward.
you guys would have to fill me in on that because I don't have the figure. Is that
here's
possible?
Here's my prediction: is they come in, so they replace that joint, and it's a little like I said in the video, like a few microns thicker, but then you break it by trying to get it in the freaking keyhole.
Oh my god!
And then they blame you.
That's crazy.
Mine is not as bad. Like if I get it at just the right point, then it'll hold. But it's still because the weight of this arm, because there is some metal in here in the pistons. It's a hefty arm, right? And then they changed the way the joint works, where a different part swivels on this versus the original, and I don't know why, because the part that actually is sturdy is the one that they used on the original. So I don't know why they made that change, or if it was never meant to be the part that swivels, and just because the mold is so old that the tolerances are so bad now that it's swiveling.
That might be what they're sending us is the original joints.
It could be. I would have no problem there because at the very least the elbows are sturdy. Every other joint on this, I'm fine with.
Yeah.
I
agree.
It holds.
I mean, that would make sense if they could change. They could make that couple parts in 4 to 6 weeks. That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Yes. But I don't know how they're planning on fixing that. If they're going to take the existing joints, shove some plastic in there, and then be like, okay, cool. It's thicker now. It'll hold. Job done. Or if it's going to be a proper re-engineering fix. Because I think unless they knew that this was happening, which of course they knew, and they were preparing prior to making this announcement, I don't think 4 to 6 weeks is feasible if they're completely re-engineering something.
No. Also, re-engineering something that a consumer can do on their own with the figure in their home versus it being done by like professionals that are, assuming they're actually professionals, that are assembling these things. You know what? Like, I just don't. I don't buy that at all. But this is like the biggest missed opportunity that they could have had, because if they just made a couple of improvements to this figure and it got out in the wild and then people were like, yeah, this is legit, this is a really good release, then they would have flown off the shelves and this thing would have sold out. Okay.
Well,
they had such a money-making opportunity here and they just completely screwed the pooch.
You all saw that other review who's it's not a small channel either, it's a similar sub count to yourself, Jeddah. And they were saying, and these are the customers that I think Sideshow prefer. They're relatively new to the hobby.
The 10 out of 10 guys.
The 10 out of 10 guys. I'm not bashing them by any means. Their video was still very well made, etc. But because they're new to the hobby, they don't know necessarily what to expect out of 1/6 scale high-end pieces. So they got it, and they were blaming themselves rather than the product. They were saying, oh, it's hard to work with, but that's our skill level, not the product. Therefore, it's 10 out of 10. It's perfect. There's no problems here. Stand is awesome. And I think those are the people that Sideshow are going after. Because let's be honest, there are a lot of people that aren't happy, but there are also probably a lot of people who just think that they're the problem because they're relatively new to collecting, and those are the people that Sideshow prey on. Not us, because we know better.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people who don't. Like when I was walking around San Diego Comic-Con, and people were walking up to the Sideshow booth and standing and staring at the Hot Toys figs, and they're like, I love coming to Sideshow every year. I love seeing all these toys that Sideshow are making. They're doing such a good job. And I'm looking around like, dude, Sideshow didn't make any of this.
They bank on that. They don't want to
bank
correct
on that.
people.
They
They
love
want
that.
people to think that Hot Toys
But-
are
but
made
see-
by Sideshow.
But see, that's the thing. One of the biggest things is that when you have new collectors who are actually just coming on to the actual community or coming into the community, they don't know the difference between, in most cases, Hot Toys and Sideshow, because sometimes they think it's one and the same. You know what I mean? And that again, when it comes to this figure, look. And I've even said it like this is nothing to slight anybody else who might actually have the figure in hand, and they might have something that works for them. They might have a figure that didn't break, that has no type of flaws whatsoever. And it's not to slight you. About my grievance is not with and technically in all fairness, it's not with Sideshow. It's this piece that they basically released. Come on, you want good representation to your brand. This is not. You know what I mean? You sent this out and it doesn't look good. For a first-time buyer, if they actually purchase this figure and it breaks, it doesn't look good. It really, really, really doesn't. So it's like, anybody who's watching this, we're not against you if you have this figure in hand. We are not against you. And we're technically not, well, for some, not against Sideshow. It's the figure.
We're against Will.
Oh no.
Poor Will.
No,
He does what, to me, he does what I needed it to do. So if I want to put it in this pose with the cape on in the display, he's not even using his display base. He'll stand up, he'll do the job fine. But I knew what I was getting into because I own the original. And I paid like $850 for the 1.0 back at the peak of its value. But when I bought that, I knew that there were going to be loose joints, etc., because it's an old figure. I'm like, okay, cool, it's from 2014, I know that. But where it really gets a little bit more interesting is when they started to say that it's new and improved. If they had
they
literally
shouldn't have
just
said that.
said, this is your second chance to get the 2014 General Grievous reissue of, then people would have expected that everything that was wrong with the first one, okay, cool, we're going to see that again. But I know that. It's an old mold. I know it's an older figure. I expect that. I want it to just get in its pose, like you said in your video, Ryan. You want to put in your display and then leave it. It's not like a clone trooper where you can come and play around with it and have fun. This is, you put it in the pose, you put it in the display, and that's it.
Yep.
But they weren't expecting that because they said that it was improved.
And they went out of their way to say it.
Yeah, multiple times. And you
Every
asked.
live stream they did.
Yeah.
Every one they did.
And,
I
and
wouldn't
not
have
only
bought
that, but and the interesting thing about that is because during those live streams, I know because I got banned.
Yep, you did.
People were asking, "Can you be specific? What was upgraded? What's different? Tell us more about that." And they ignored everyone.
Everybody. They didn't want to talk about it.
And then they
honest.
went on to say that the presenters don't necessarily have the answers of the questions about a figure they're presenting.
But your moderators in the chat should, because you know you're getting those questions.
You know it.
You know you're getting those questions.
And the thing is, Guy is my guy, and they put him in a terrible position when
I told him, I was like, dude, I hate they did that to you. There's no way they should have made him pose that figure live.
Nah, not at
There's
all.
no way.
That never should have been
on a
unsealed and
slippery
revealed.
surface.
Yeah.
Terrible.
The fix that they're doing is not for us. It's not for collectors. It's for themselves because they've dug themselves this hole. They put themselves in this situation. So they're not doing it for you. They're doing it so that they can, get out of this scot-free. Oh, we fixed it, right? It's no problem. Don't worry that we did this to you. Don't worry that we lied to you. Don't worry that we let a subpar product out of the factory. It's totally fine. We sent you the new joint, right? And we gave you $10. No. No. I'm sorry, but when it comes to something complex like this, and if I ever see Sideshow making something with engineering that requires even an ounce of extra thought over and above a regular 1/6 scale figure, I know not to go anywhere near that. Until they can prove themselves in that arena, they just do not have the engineering prowess to make something this complex and make it well.
And that's
They've
the
never
crux
done it
of it
before.
too, because like you said, Justin, we know. Okay, this is like we've been collecting for a while. We're familiar with Sideshow. Somebody in the one of the groups, had commented to me, was like, "Oh, but come on, I mean, like, everybody with eyes could see that this was just going to be the same figure from 7 years ago, and it was going to suck." It's like, well, no, they told us that it was new and improved. They said it. They flat out lied to us. But also, we were looking at it and the fact that they were dodging those questions, and so we kind of knew, all right, that's the score. But there are tons of people coming into this hobby every single day, and then there are a lot of people who don't have like 150, 200 six scales in their collection, who have like maybe 5 or 10 or whatever, and they buy just something that they think looks really cool and like, oh, I want to get that. And they don't follow this industry and know all the ins and outs of it on a daily basis. And they drop $300 on this, and then they get it, and they're like blaming, like you said, blaming themselves because they think they did something wrong to break it or not. There's a whole spectrum of collectors, and we're on an extreme end, but there's all this way, in the middle and on the other side. And people aren't acknowledging that. And that's what Sideshow is preying on. Those people that don't know any better, but realistically, they've been in it for 4 seconds. They shouldn't know any better. And then the people who voice those concerns, like us, are the ones that Sideshow bans and kicks out of their YouTube chats and their groups.
Well, I will tell you from firsthand knowledge, they are not concerned about us. And I mean us as say veteran experienced collectors. They're not worried about us
not at all.
We are not their target market. We're not. They are 100% focused on new collectors coming into the market because and this is just a fact.
Because they spend big.
No, not well that too, but they know that we're going to buy everything anyways.
Yeah,
they know it. Like it's not a question.
But they do have a vested interest in cutting you off from new people coming in. They don't they have a vested interest in you guys not growing your channels, in Lael not growing his channel, in not becoming voices that are more prominent in the community, because then newer people are going to come in and they're going to learn from panels like this. Okay, wait, this is what I got to look out for. Sideshow's doing something, hinky here. They have a vested interest in stopping channels like this and discussions like this from happening and from resonating within the community, which is why they ban people and kick people out of their groups and things like that. And that's the underhanded side of Sideshow that people just don't necessarily recognize, but it's very much there.
Sideshow's made 2 major mistakes in the past 2 years. One is having a Facebook group. Terrible decision for a business. A Facebook group community like that
never should have happened. Never should.
They don't have a single person that knows what to do with it, how to manage it.
Well, there's no way that you can have a group like that with ever how many thousands of people, and people aren't hitting you up with customer service complaints and questions and whatever else.
Correct.
Terrible move on that respect because you can't stop it. And you're just going to ban people for not posting stuff you like, and you look stupid. That's terrible.
I wonder, and that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering from the time that this figure was released and distributed this past week and people received it, how many people have been banned from that group now? I wonder.
If you've been banned, put it in the chat.
If you've been banned, that would be interesting to know. Because, like I said,
how many posts and comments have been deleted?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ryan, I need you to make me a shirt. I need you to make me a shirt that says "I've been banned from."
I already thought about that. Yes.
We will all wear that shirt.
Yeah. I was going to make one that said "Ban Will," but I thought this was more fun.
Oh no,
we're all
people would buy that.
Or here's what you do. Here's what you do though, because then they can't basically say it's copyright infringement or anything like that. Just put "I've been banned by" and just only put a couple of letters with like spaces at the bottom. So
if I put their logo on it, I'm going to get sued.
I think.
But I think the second mistake they've really, and this is a mistake they can fix. Honestly, I don't think that the Facebook thing is done. There's no unbaking that.
I like that in the chat. The band batch.
Latoya said that.
Wow.
Love it.
That's almost like
Latoya said the
band.
Love it.
The second thing I think the major mistake is, instead of being antagonistic towards creators like anybody, really,
all of us,
anybody in general, they should have embraced this community that literally sends them money.
Yep. Yeah.
They should have been like, hey, look, and when I first started working with them, I said, listen,
$2,000 you spent.
Oh yeah. Well, when I first started working, I said, "Listen, these figures you're getting them 6 months after they're released. Those reviews are now. People have moved on.
Obsolete.
Yeah.
Like once you get the new iPhone, they're already talking about the next one before that one even hits the store.
Exactly.
So I said, you got to do something with this because it's pointless. Now they could care less if they solve that problem with fixing the supply chain speed. Different ballgame. Different
They
ballgame.
could.
So either they've
They
negotiated poorly, or
let's be honest. The only way that could ever be resolved is you got two ways. Number one, you say to the company in Hong Kong, "Hey, I recognize that you are servicing your domestic market, but don't do that. Service us at the same time or service us first. And we're an overseas company. Do that." Never gonna happen because think about it. Bandai Tamashii Nations. Imagine if Bluefin said to them, "Now I know you like to release your figure arts in Japan where you're based, but don't do that. Send them to the States. Send it to us first. We're the most important."
Somehow, though, Justin,
Never gonna
Sideshow did it with Iron Studios.
Oh yeah, I'm sure because they were smaller,
I
they were
ordered
smaller
directly from
company.
Iron Studios, and I got mine like way after people from Sideshow were getting theirs, and I was so
yeah.
confused. I was like, "How is this possible?"
I've
But
had that
they did it with Iron Studios somehow.
But Sideshow
I
can
guarantee
absolutely
you-
shrink the window with Hot Toys.
I
Right.
guarantee you that with Iron Studios and whatever companies going forward, that will be part of whatever deal that they make. Them trying to work with some statue companies right now, and I would imagine that that's part of the contract, saying you ship X date here, you ship here as well at the same
Yep.
time deal, because
Gotta
they've
be.
learned from this Hot Toys thing, but there's nothing really that they can do about it now because we've learned that the US market pales in comparison to the Asian market. It's just how it is.
Justin,
So
what do you
they-
I'll
think?
never
if,
believe it, Justin.
What
I'll
if
never believe it.
Sideshow?
I know,
and Hot
Will.
Toys-
I'm sorry.
What if Sideshow and Hot Toys worked out an agreement where it's like, okay, you like Hot Toys, you
But
want
why
to
would it
drop
benefit
this?
Hot Toys? Ever.
Well, no, I mean, if they're trying, they say they value the partnership. If they want to say
Yes.
like, hey, you want to drop this figure in April, all right? Ship even a small shipment, whatever. Ship some to us starting in March, okay? Have it be ready in March. Ship it to us in March. You drop it in early April. We've at least shaved 30 days off of that window. So maybe it's not going to be 2 or 3 months. Maybe then they can say, hey, look, 30 days after the Hong Kong release, we're going to have
But that
it in the
benefits
US.
only Sideshow, right? Hot Toys delaying product or shipping out early to US.
Not
it
if they
doesn't matter,
work out a
'cause
different agreement. Not if they
Unless they get paid
if there
more,
are,
yeah.
If there are financial incentives for Hot
Yes,
Toys,
yes.
but then those it's still equally or at least somewhat more benefits Sideshow, then it's a win-win on that front.
I wish they would do it, but it's like I
They
think
would
you
need to
guys have all
pay,
said
and I
this.
don't think they will.
Yes.
If
They
they
would need
could
to
have
not be so
done it,
greedy.
they would have done it already. I mean, it would have been done a long time ago. So I
Well,
think
it
you're right,
depends on
Brendan. It would be
what kind
great.
of long-term contract they're locked into right now, though. We
Right,
don't know
but-
when that goes.
Right.
I
but
am-
I think
wouldn't
if
have a problem with Sideshow having a first batch, second batch price.
yeah, that would be
I
cool.
would be fine
I'd
with
be
that
cool
too.
with that.
I would be
don't
fine with
they?
that.
Yep.
Because
don't
Hot
understand why
Toys
they
does,
don't.
like Justin
I mean,
said, there's no
clearly they can
incentive for
put
Hot Toys to
figures
do
on
it.
a plane and ship. They don't all have to go on a boat. They can't
On a
go on a
boat,
plane.
yeah.
They can get over.
I don't think
They did it with Tony
Sideshow
Stark.
has any leverage over Hot Toys to make them do that or convince them to do it. That's the problem.
Unless they
Yeah,
pay,
I'm with
and we
Justin. I don't think
know,
there's any benefit for Hot Toys.
we know that Sideshow will not put their hand in their pocket if they don't have to. They will.
Nope.
They will strong arm,
Cut
and they will
corners.
use any tactic and cut corners and use any tactic possible, other than doing it the right way and just paying the damn company to get.
What the hell? You see that? What the hell they did with Grievous? It's cutting corners.
Bro,
like
yeah,
seriously, they are not willing to
That
go
would
beyond.
solve so many problems, though. If it came out
Oh,
at the
big
same
time,
time
big time.
around the U.S. too as it did Hong Kong, that would solve so many problems. Like,
But why not charge a premium for a small first batch that Sideshow
The Hot
pays
Toys
to
would have
get
to avoid.
air freighted over,
Right.
but you're
It's so
also
complex.
paying a premium first batch price
That's
here
it.
in the U.S.
Do you know
and
why?
then the second batch you're waiting for the by sea shipment.
I tell you why. Because most collectors that have put the pre-order down, it's already done. They don't care. We care that they're coming in later, but most people in my video comments say, "How did you get it early? It's not coming out until
Right.
X date. How did you do this? They don't care and they don't know because they put the pre-order down with Sideshow, and these are the people that Sideshow love.
Yep.
People that don't know and don't care And that, unfortunately, that's the majority of consumers who are new to the hobby that are coming in and buying. That's the majority. We represent a niche. As much as I know I don't like to think of myself as part of a niche within a niche, but I am. And that's
But
why...
if that's the case, then why go after Toys Wonderland? Why go after Pop Collector? If it's a niche that is so small that it does not warrant you to change...
whole different...
But if it's a niche that's so small as far as people who are going overseas and paying first batch and stuff like that, then why is that so important to their bottom line that they're going to go after?
Yeah.
Listen, though,
it is,
but see,
it is actually a personal. It's a personal
Yeah.
thing with the gentleman that I've spoken to, who is in charge of the whole campaign against Hong Kong sellers. It's a very deeply rooted personal thing, and I don't know why. I've spoken to people who work at Sideshow. In fact, we all have, and I was told, look, there's no rhyme or reason as to why it doesn't really affect their bottom dollar anywhere near as much as you might think, because the vast majority of people are dollar conscious, right? They want to. They're not going to spend more money on something that can cost this less, but be the same product later. Right? There are some that will, like us and some people who watch our channel, but it's never enough to affect the tens of thousands of units that Sideshow orders and sells to the vast majority of people. Right. But it's a very personal thing for them for some reason, and it has been for years. Budget Stark, back when he was supplying Optibotimus, they hated that. They hated it. Eric Lee, who's the other? Tim Cent. They hated Tim Cent. They really, really, really despise Hong Kong sellers. It's this deeply rooted personal thing that they just get so up in arms about it that it leads them to do crazy things, which is what they do.
And like I said, their target market, we're not their target market.
Not at all.
At all. They want the new collector who's buying something so they can get hooked and then start buying from them solely because they're the distributor. And they've got all this stuff. So they've built a pretty good mousetrap.
Yeah.
They've done a good job with that.
Do we know that, though?
Yeah.
We know.
We know what.
But see,
do we know that they really go after new collectors more than us?
Yes, I can tell you.
I believe they.
Okay.
Listen, if they've already proven that even in their groups, they basically go after newer members, the ones who actually been there the longest. They want you to be silent because they know you know a lot of crap, and if you speak, they get rid of you before anybody else can come. That's how it is. But see, the thing is, it's like I said, they've made within the past couple of months, Sideshow has made detrimental and terrible mistakes. One was publicly going after, or when it became public, as soon as they went after Toys Wonderland, that's when shit went downhill. I know they're not. I know. Yeah. As soon as they went after them, it went completely downhill because what they did was they exposed themselves because they forgot again. They went after the company like we've all been saying. They forgot about the consumer and people actually have stake in with the company. They've actually have figures that they bought. They're waiting on them. Pre-orders that haven't been satisfied yet. That is all crucial. They went after that, and so now they've created not just enemies there within the company, but with customers. So any little thing that they do is going to be it's going to be a hot topic. Anything that they do now, so they've been exposed. And then they did that shit during their con. That was the biggest mistake because number one, people were all in the groups because they were getting deleted. People were all on Facebook and YouTube and all that, and they were getting deleted. And they did that, and it took the focus off the cons. Then you changed the stupid ass point system and implemented that stupid game that nobody plays. And there's no more points. So you did that.
I may have had something to do with that.
Terrible.
How could you, Ryan?
Terrible.
We had four code groups with the max was like 400 people in each group.
Yeah, I was in one of them.
They hated the code groups.
I may have had, and I promoted it all the time. So if that's true, I apologize.
Code groups were a natural creation of what the system. I mean, but
my only thoughts on the timing. My only thoughts on the timing of the whole Attacking Toys Wonderland thing was maybe they wanted people to be talking about that to distract from what a con job that con was, because it was atrocious.
I see what you did.
That was 7 days.
I like that.
That was 7 days that really could have been about like half a day. That was just
like
that
DC Fandom,
pants.
right?
That was
1 day, everything in the day. I don't understand why they drew it out for as long as they did.
Especially when you're not dropping, like doing codes and like you want to get people over to the Facebook group and stuff. It just show the product and
day.
put the product pages up. That's it.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
Yeah, it's
They fucked up.
I mean, back to Grievous though. Trying
Yes.
to get back to Grievous. I want to give you Ryan. You showed your new clones earlier. You got a few new clones, and you got Gree, right?
I got agreed.
I'm going to sum it up as give you my thoughts as a summary. General Grievous, if they'd approached it the same way as, let's put it this way, if they had announced that they were reissuing the clones. They have terrible bodies. We know this. Absolutely terrible. They will fall over all the time. It's a given. We know what to expect. So I have paid insane money, like Sideshow Commander Wolf. I paid over $700 for Wolf, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that it was an older figure, so it was going to have issues. So, for those who are struggling to rationalize what happened here, think of it this way. If you saw that they put up a Commander Wolf on their website, and they said that it was a reissue of, then you'd know what to expect, and you'd think that, okay, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be Commander Wolf, the same one that they got back in the day. But if they had written that they were going to make changes, then maybe you wouldn't have thought that. So hopefully that, for those who are struggling to rationalize exactly what happened here, hopefully that gives you a bit of a better idea of putting it in terms of a clone. Because everyone knows the Sideshow clones. A lot of people don't know General Grievous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's almost 1 million views on my original General Grievous review. I don't know how that's possible, but that only ever happens when people are seeing something that they have never seen before, and then it gets shared around and they start to watch it, versus my clone videos, which nobody watches clones. I'm sorry, we love clones, they're just not popular. They're in the wider audience.
Yeah.
We splurge on buying a ton of clones, and then we never make our money back in views or ad revenue because nobody cares. Nobody
Did you see an
cares
uptick in
about
the
clones.
views on the General Grievous video when they announced the new?
Yes.
You did.
Yes, and then this guy, people are watching this guy as well because now there are 2 reasons to watch it. Number 1, to see how it compares to the original. Number 2, to see how bad it is. So there are 2 reasons to watch the new one. So it's the new collectors. It all circles right back to the new collectors.
It really
I
does.
think preying on the new collectors in the way that they are is just disgusting.
It's
I'm
terrible.
going to write an open letter to Hot Toys and Howard Chan, and I'm going to share it everywhere. I don't expect them to see it. I don't expect them to even care. But I'm going to write an open letter and just say, look, guys, I love your company, but you are associated and you distribute solely to the US and other markets via Sideshow, and this is what has happened. I don't know if you're aware. I assume you are. And I'll sign it. Anyone who wants to put their name on the bottom of the letter before it goes out, you let me know. We'll all sign it and we'll put it up. And then hopefully someone reads it and is like, okay, look, the collectors or the voices of this community, because I don't consider myself the main voice, but I consider myself one of the voices of this hobby. I think that I owe it to not only myself, but also new collectors who are getting preyed upon to do my best to do something. So I'm going to put out an open letter to Hot Toys and Howard Chan. Hopefully someone reads that and somebody takes note. If I could go to Hong Kong, I would deliver it in person. But unfortunately, we can't travel, so I can't. But I will print out a copy next time I go to Hong Kong, and I will hand it to Howard Chan myself.
Yo,
That's why you age out of their Facebook group, by the way. Like you're only in there for so long before you get your feet under you in this community and you start to understand how it works.
Yep.
And then you start to see the cracks in the foundation. Then you start to see what they're really doing and how it's not cool. And then that's when, after you've been in there for a certain amount of time, that's when you start to have friction with their mods. That's when you start to, hey, you better watch it or we're going to kick you out. Or they just kick you out without telling you. That's when that stuff starts to happen. It's you've been in there a certain amount, you've wisened up, get the hell out. That's the way it works. And yeah, you're right. I mean, if Hot Toys should not want to be associated with it.
oh shit!
That looks
Is that
nice.
Hold up, put that up again. Don't do that. Don't just take it. Hold up.
Oh, he tried
Don't
to,
just duck
tease
it in
us.
and just not put it up again, man.
I didn't mean to put it on the screen right that second.
Yes, you did.
Loaded.
Okay.
Oh, that's yeah.
I didn't want to cut off.
We've heard that before.
I'm a noob with the things.
Listen. Look,
Lael, he doesn't do 13 live streams a week like you do. So
I need to go. I need to go to live stream training. So
hey, I'm just
Live
trying.
stream
I'm
you
I'm,
can.
I'm getting
Sideshow
my
will teach
feet
you.
wet, and I'm just trying to. I'm hungry right now. But listen, at the end of the day, like they're preying on these newer customers and the ones who really don't know too much about collecting, but they're interested based on the feedback or just the simple fact that they are watching shows. They are they're just genuinely interested because they are collectors. You're interested in them, but just be honest. Your veteran collectors spend the most money. We've been doing this for the longest time. We have stake vested in the company itself because we spend a lot of money. How is it? And it's just like basically like you're starting a new job, right? So you hire all these newbies, but then you're spending all this money to train them. When you have veterans who can do the job and you're spending so much money to train these newbies, it's like, yo, how do you know if they're going to actually, they got to work their way up to investing that much money. Now, mind you, again, we're not all rich, but we know the game. We know how to basically maneuver through this game, how to pre-order, how to set up payment installments and stuff. We know how to do this. You're teaching a whole new breed of individuals, but at the same time, you're shunning individuals who have put the most money within your company. That is not a good look, because when you do that, then you have us.
What they've done is they've said, hey, if you're going fish, I've caught the fish. You're the new collector. I've caught you. You've bought 2 or 3, 4 or 5 figures, whatever it is. Now you're in the fish tank and you can't get out.
Exactly.
Now I got to go get more fish because
exactly.
They don't. They're not.
They don't care.
They're not about collectors. They're about getting new collectors. And I can tell you, having video calls with them, that's what they're looking for. So if you are a new collector, welcome to the party.
Enjoy the honeymoon.
We got you. We will let you know. Yeah. You can trust. At least you can trust everyone here, and obviously there are other channels that we know and trust as well. But as far as the people who are here, you can trust. Will's shaking his head. You can trust that we will be honest in our videos as to our feelings on the product. And if something is not good, we'll let you know. Which Jero and I both did in different ways, mind you. But we both let you know the issues. I may
have been a little harsh. I don't know.
No, I think
clearly none of us are kissing up to Sideshow.
No, absolutely not. I think it needed to be said, and I watched your whole video through, and I think that was a great take on the situation here. So I think it absolutely needed to be said.
Well, thank you very much. Oilers Workshop with a super chat says, all you need to know about Sideshow, turn on HSN and Sideshow Live and watch how uninformed people act and sell you on things. I think there's some validity to that. Their job on those live streams is to sell products.
Yeah.
That's their job. So if you just look at it that way, now if you like their personality, great. Like there's nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. I don't have anything wrong with it. But their number one job is to sell product. Look at their unsold, whatever, the old stuff they find, or the stuff the steal the deal. This a thing.
Oh, you mean the church basement lost and found?
Yeah, the steal the deal is all the stuff that is already discounted, and they're just like nobody's buying them, so we need to discount them even more. That's what's going on, and it's fine. It's a business move, but that's what it is. I think you just got to see it for what it is.
They were just honest about we're a business, we're trying to make money, and stop pretending that you're about fostering a community for collectors. Just throw that out the window and stop doing that
at all.
It's not true. It's just not.
It's really
all right.
bad.
Can we shift?
Yes, we can. Yes,
all
we
right,
can.
I saw something on Facebook today that utterly pissed me off.
Okay.
So we're going more positive.
Well, we're gonna flip it. We're gonna flip it.
That's beautiful.
This is not mine. Not mine.
Oh, it's not yours.
It's not mine. So one of the people, Jeff, his name's Jeff. I don't know if he wants me to share his last name. His name's Jeff. He posted this photo in several groups. Actually, he posted it in our group today, and somebody else copied the stuff and posted it in another group. Okay, so that's the premise.
He even made Kit Fisto look good, by the way.
Wow.
He did. Yeah, this is a great display. He's got the Hall of Armor. He's got Marvel. He's got it all.
Amazing display.
This is super clean. Yeah.
He's got 16 501st Clone Troopers with Anakin.
He's got them at attention too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
He makes Ryan look like a rookie.
Yeah, he makes all of us look like new.
He looks like
That's
so much for the grid.
So here's the part that pissed me off. Not that he had more clones than me. That was not.
Does he?
Oh hell yeah!
I cannot say. All right, so
Oh yeah, he does.
the part that pissed me off about this were the comments on these photos going, "Oh my God, he spent too much money. What a waste."
Oh my god.
Wow.
So many comments going, "Oh,
Stay
he just
in your
why did you
own
buy all
lane,
the same
people."
figure? You wasted your money, blah blah blah." And that I'm gonna tell you what, dude, that
Toxic.
pissed
Why do
me
people
off.
suck? Why do people suck?
Wow.
That pissed me
Yo. You know what it
I
is,
hate
bro?
that.
Like, literally, when I hear shit like, first of all, I'm just going to say this. Kudos to the guy who put this together, because this is a work of fucking art. This is genius. You recreated a scene that is so iconic from, episode 3. My hat's off to you. This is incredible. That top shelf is phenomenal. And
It's
also,
top shelf.
It is top shelf. And also, hats
Literally.
off to you for spending the money on this to create this, because honestly, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
Spending
No, I
the
don't
money
see
on what
nothing
you
wrong. I don't see nothing wrong with you basically spending money on something that you want, that you like, that you enjoy, and you created a work of art because this is what you wanted to do. For those who talk about that, deep down inside they say it, but it's envy. They're speaking from a place of envy because they know it looks good and it's taking the shine from them. They're probably like, damn, I wish I'd have came up with that first. Man, you spend too much money. It's just basically the way it is. So hats off to you. I don't give a F about people who talk about you spent money on this and it's way too much. This is too phenomenal. You don't let that steal your shine. This is great. This is great.
Will,
It does look great.
what do you think, man?
I think this looks fantastic. I'm with you guys on this one. Like, I would never really say to someone, like, at least not publicly, if I ever felt like, oh, like that was a waste of money, like, then I wouldn't say that publicly. Like, I would just keep it to myself. But again, it's not my place to judge how much money you spend on your collectibles. So like, I just, you know what I mean? So I feel like every collector has their own value and what they view is worth it to them. So, and this display is bomb as hell. I mean, like, it really is. It looks fantastic. Like Brendan said, it's top shelf.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy that many clone troopers, but I think it looks fantastic. I mean, I cannot deny that he recaptured the scene
Boy,
perfectly.
he
And like, I
killed
just,
But
that.
you're picturing that in your house right now.
yeah, well, true. But like, but I wouldn't buy this many clones because, Justin knows I'd buy a Prime 1 or something, like, but,
I know.
so
I know.
yeah, you know all about that. But yeah, like I think, yeah, I mean, even if you feel that way, again, it's everyone else's collection. So everyone's opinionated. Everyone has an opinion. I get that. But I just feel like there's not really a place for it. I feel like, at least publicly, like, like I think the Regal Robot, what's it called? What's the
Salacious Crumb? The one they
yeah,
just
I
had?
think that's overpriced and ridiculous myself. But again, like for those who want it, I'm thrilled for you guys because that's a diehard Star Wars fan's grail right there.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
again, like I like
It's
for
gonna
me,
sell
it's
out.
not. Yeah, it's not for me, but it's sold out super quick. Exactly. But and I see the value in it. So
some
same
more
with this. I mean, it's no different. Like just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's not great. And this,
Man,
this is
look.
clean as. Can I
It
say?
is.
can
It's
I-
beautiful.
This
and
is clean as fuck.
here's the thing people don't think about.
Okay.
People don't think
Monetization
about
gone.
is money is relative. Some people have a lot. And to somebody, that is like a day's earnings.
I don't because I go to Olive Garden a lot. But if I
Oh
did
my
it,
god, Will.
Listen.
I'm just saying it's relative.
Wow.
So if
And who knows?
I can appreciate somebody going, "Oh my God, that's a lot
mean,
of money you spent on clones." What
I
I
get a
can't appreciate
ton-
is going, "Why did you waste your money?" Because that's just silly.
You
That's
still
not-
have
that's
your
not a
money.
waste.
You
can
still
see
have
it.
your money though. It's not like you lit $100 bills on fire. You can
Right.
sell those and turn those back into
Correct.
money in your bank account at any time if you want or need to. So
Right.
this
Yes.
like they're saying, "Oh, you wasted all this money." It's like, well, that person probably also goes to eat at Olive Garden every night. So that's a waste, to some people. It's like,
if you do, you're a person of class. That's all. I
But
can
see,
say.
the thing is, you
Oh,
don't know
Person of A-class,
what
maybe,
this
but-
guy did. People don't know how he may have
doesn't.
planned this. He might have actually pre-ordered this. Now, mind you, the figure's been out for a while, and we pre-ordered this for a while. He might have actually been planning this and putting money into this before it was even released. You don't know how he did this before you
might
can
have
actually
stole 'em.
pass judgment.
Well,
You
yeah,
never know.
My thing is though,
fell off a
I
truck.
don't give a shit that people say this because I just overlook because people are gonna be people. I mean, like there's always shitty people out there. You know what I mean? So to even highlight this stuff, it's like
Yeah.
don't give these people the credit because it's gonna happen inevitably. People are just. Everyone's opinionated on what you should be doing with your money or your time. So like it just as long as you're happy and you feel content and you're not hurting other people, then do you and ignore the haters.
Man.
Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
See,
I love it
Thing
when
is-
Justin swears.
Thank you. The thing is here, he doesn't have a ton of new figures down. If you look at the rest of the collection, he doesn't have a ton of the latest releases. So maybe he has been slowly but surely paying off his clones for a long period of time. If you
Exactly.
look at Iron Man SG, he is the biggest Iron Man collector I know. Whenever a new Iron Man figure drops, he buys about 5 or maybe even more of that release. And he did an interview, and they asked him, well, how? How do you justify this? And he said, well, I only collect Iron Man. So
Yeah.
I'm not buying 10 figures a year. I'm only buying 5 of Iron Man of the one character. Therefore, I can devote all of my collectible fund to that one character.
Yeah.
And
I mean, this is a fraction of our collections.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
he's devoted specifically to the clones. He's had an idea. He's gone straight down the middle, and he said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to get all the clones. I'm going to have this. And this is a timeless display. It'll last forever, I think.
It's glorious.
that
I've seen. There's no reason to repose that. It's just perfect.
And there's something
Never,
really
never.
clean and classy about that amount of space between each figure. Like I like
Yeah, I
that.
love it.
It looks
The only
really
thing,
like,
the only thing I can actually see him doing right now is that once they
More?
release that Ahsoka, is to replace the Anakin with Ahsoka and then replace all the helmets.
Yeah.
That would, or
yeah.
that would be
Okay.
incredible, bro. Or even put Rex in that spot. Like that's the only thing I can actually see him doing. But I mean, bro,
Oh my god.
yeah.
That Yoda
this
pose,
guy
he makes me
did
want to
exactly
repose my
what-
Yoda.
This guy did exactly
That's
what
sick.
you've said before, Ryan, when people have asked you, like, should I get this or should I get that? You're like, have a vision for your collection,
Yes.
the direction you want to go,
Yeah.
and then do it. And this guy did that to a T.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with this at
gorgeous.
all. Like,
It looks sick.
beautiful.
I love
power
it.
to him.
I love it.
The only
looks
thing
really
he
cool.
doesn't have in this shelf, he doesn't have one of these.
Yo,
Amazing
so
plug.
when's it going to
Amazing.
sell, bro?
He doesn't. That was a shameless plug. He doesn't have one of those.
When are they going to sell?
Soon.
Okay.
Soon.
I'll-
I've
I'll-
invited. We invited another guest. I have not Sideshow support on the line.
Good evening, everybody. Hello.
I didn't ask him to be here. He said, "I want to."
That sounded like an automated voice. That sounded like an automated voice.
Yeah.
Hello.
Two for not sideshow support.
Is that my guy? Is that my guy?
Hello.
So not Sideshow support wanted to get some input.
Yeah, man.
95 input. Go ahead.
All right. So, a couple things I want to touch on. One, Jetta kind of hit the nail on the head when he spoke up about things being pissed off in the comments of a man posting a picture of his collection. And I think one of the things that we've all kind of spoke on is who cares about his pocketbook? That's none of
Yeah.
your business, right?
Exactly.
Whoever that person is works hard every day for their money, and however he earns that money, who cares? All right, worry about yours, right? So what I do want to add is people at the end of the day need to pay attention to exactly what they collect. Don't worry about everybody else's collection, because that's really, at the end of the day, that's called jealousy.
Yes.
Who cares? Collect what you like. That's the story and the motto of Jetta Patrol.
Yeah.
If people do not collect what they like, then you're not doing yourself any justice at the end of the day.
This deserves
Yeah.
a golf clap.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I don't collect a majority of Star Wars. I collect DC.
My man.
Jetta, do you like DC?
He loves DC.
No.
Okay. So I'm a
can't
moderator
wait
for
for King
this
Shark.
man every day. And you know what the first thing I hear is when I jump into Discord? Oh my God, it's this DC guy. It's all in love and fun. It's all in love and fun. But, you know,
But
it's
I'm
that
buying some
friend-
DC stuff though.
He
I'm buying
does.
some
He
DC
has.
stuff.
He has.
And
bought
he can't
DC
deny how
things.
amazing Batman Beyond is.
Right.
he knows it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Facebook, we all love to hate Facebook, and that's kind of where we all live in those groups and things. But Justin, a large content creator, when was the last time you visited your Facebook page, sir?
I unfortunately am there every day, but I have to be honest. I have multiple times contemplated taking the group offline because I promise you this. That group has caused me, and there are a majority of amazing people in that group, but the majority of people, I should say the minority of people in there make it almost unbearable, because every single post that you see, oh, F this, oh, why did you spend money on this? And I'm just like, oh my God. And then people are fighting with each other, and some people are saying racist stuff, and then you kick them out of the group, and then they message you saying, why'd you do that? And they go and post somewhere else. It is exhausting. I wish I had never made a Facebook group. It provides little to no value to my life other than stress. I mean, I love having amazing people come together and be able to chat and share photos, and those are the people that make it worth it, and that's why I haven't gotten rid of the group.
Yeah.
But it's extremely stressful, because everyone looks at that one person, which is me, and I'm a dude with a job. I'm just a normal guy. I don't have the ability to sit down and moderate every single post and thread, so it's exhausting. But yes, I'm there every day.
So the one thing I want to bring to attention is that we have created great relationships in the Facebook group.
Yes.
Brendan, Lael, if it wasn't meeting you guys in the Facebook groups,
Yes.
right, we wouldn't have that relationship of, hey man, that's a DC fan, we agree on the same art.
Yes.
Brendan is an Alex Ross lover, which is my favorite artist. So we have those tie-ins. There's a lot of people that I have met throughout this community that I enjoy to be around, have those conversations with, listen to. None of you would not, besides like Jetta and Justin, no offense to the other present company, wouldn't even know about the other content creators without those Facebook groups.
Yeah.
So
Lael and I met in the Sideshow Facebook group years ago.
So the one thing I put a challenge out there, and all of you hate the moderators for Jetta's group because we're the guys putting out the discipline and we're banning and kicking people, which Jetta's laughing right now because I
don't do it.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Right. I don't care if you have a rage fit about something. If you want to be polite and you want to express that in a better way of throwing out like really malicious things, then that's fine. We let you vent, right? But the Facebook group has its great purposes, all right? And as Justin was saying, we can easily filter that out. As easily you got added, we can remove you. So please remember, collect what you love, enjoy everybody's collections, see how you can make yours better. And if you can't, and you just want to be mad all the time or troll, then that's why you got removed.
Sideshow support's going to snap you out of existence.
I mean, and I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, I'm okay with that because you know what? I consider Jetta one of my close friends, and I'm here for him, right? And he tells me yay or nay on a lot of things, or let things go, or hey, this is going to happen. Just kind of let it run, watch how it goes, right? Mm-hmm. But he trusts us to kind of handle that. Mm-hmm. Now, please, I challenge you all. Make the groups better. Be more enjoyable. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. That's my rant.
There you go.
There's 416 people in this chat right now, so
Justin,
that should make an impact. Come on, people.
Yes.
Justin, if you remove your channel, I will haunt your dreams.
It's not. No, not my channel.
Not the channel. The Facebook.
No, I'm talking about your group. Your face. Even if you remove your Facebook group, I will haunt your dreams.
Move it to Reddit.
Inner conscience talk.
I don't know why.
Can we just bring MySpace back?
You'll know me, right? I'm a normal dude. I like things. I don't like things. But people, for some reason, as soon as I do something, like if someone says something racist and then I remove, my moderating staff who are amazing, remove them from the group, it's not their fault, it's my fault. It's, Justin did this to me. They'll go to OSR, they'll post, Justin did this, fuck Justin, why would he do this to me? And I'm like, dude,
because you weren't tolerant of my racism.
Well,
correct.
As a moderator,
my God.
As a moderator, Justin, kind of let me point that. So you're the face, just like Jetta's the face, you're the face, right? I'm not on camera because I specifically say Jetta is the face for YouTube. That's his place, right? Your place is like you're the content creator. You have the ideas and you put it out there. You take that step. Your moderators who do that for you, they're not going to attack the moderators because they know at the end of the day, no offense to anybody out there, the moderators can say, well, you shouldn't have messed up. Have a nice day. Kick rocks. Who cares, right? I mean, that's on you. We're not here for the views. We're not getting the subs, any of that. Now, if the thing is that
you can get $10 Sideshow gift card with the purchase of a digital agreement.
Yeah, with a piece of crap. Yeah, don't even. By the way, go to Sideshow chat for that one. But here's the thing: Jetta has, at the end of the day, Jetta and all of these content creators here, they put their trust in their moderators. And those can vary. And trust me, the opinions of the moderators also are not always in line too. And we have those discussions. So if you mess up bad enough, you got kicked or banned, that's on you.
Yeah, don't message me because I'm going to ignore you. I'm not. Life. I'm just going to ignore you. That's what it is.
In fairness, though, I did get banned from Jetta's live stream one time. So, and I am totally innocuous and harmless.
By the way,
so,
I don't even know when that.
Okay, so all right, so here's what happened. I didn't know who Will was. Okay. All right, I didn't know.
I never do anything wrong.
Right, and so he jumped in. He was saying something smart aleck. I thought it was malicious towards Leo, but I didn't know that him and Leo were friends. And so
I was like a.
Well,
I think it was like a meat reference or something.
Yeah, as soon as it happened, I messaged Jetta and I said, "Hey, I did this. I'll let it. He's cleared to get back in whenever." And so, but yeah, as soon as they were like, "Oh, hey, he's with Leo," I was like, "Oh crap!"
Never forget.
It wasn't a fast response though. Ryan had to think about it.
Yeah.
Give you guys shit.
Hey, you know what? See, and that is proof. That's proof. That's proof that a lot of people think it's the actual content creator and not the moderators. Because Will was like, yo, I think Jetta banned me. I was like,
he said the same thing to me too, and I'm like,
I still believe it to this day. No one can convince me otherwise.
Wow. No, I'll tell you this. So when was it? It was the premiere last night. Grievous with the premiere. There were some people typing stuff, and it's like hiding comments. So I'm hitting approve. I'm like, whatever, go say whatever you want to approve. And not Sideshow supports over here deleting them after I approved them. I'm like, well, I guess I got overruled. So it is.
Yo,
I'm not even. I don't even get a vote on my own channel. So
the
premise behind this whole thing was collect what the hell you like. Don't shit on other people's parade. This is flipping amazing, and
it's phenomenal.
I just have this. They would have this.
I just got done messaging Toy. I was like, yo, so we gotta talk about some clones. Like, like literally, bro. This thing, I love this so much, bro, because this was this is the first thing I think about. As soon as they release the 501st, this is the first scene that I go to. This,
don't do it, Leo.
I'm the ruler too. As a matter of fact, I got a 501st coming in tomorrow. But damn, this thing is beautiful, bro. Like,
you know what's gonna happen right now, though?
I've been looking at it the entire
time. He's gonna find this guy on Facebook. He's gonna become friends with him. Then he's gonna turn around and blame this guy and say, "Toya, he enabled me to get like 20 more clones."
Well, he did.
He
did.
With that in mind,
he did it. He did just now. But it wasn't his fault. Technically, Jetta did it because he put the picture up.
It's Ryan's fault. It's always Ryan's
fault. I'll take it. I'll take one for the team.
Seamus, am I right?
Honestly, I think you could do something like this if you had a rule of 2, and you could do this with 2 each variants of clones.
Yeah,
I think that like a little Skittles pack. That would be
variety.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
okay. I've never bought this many.
I got my green Skittles here, so we'll see.
I've never bought this many of one figure, but I cannot deny how good this looks.
It looks amazing. This thing looks beautiful.
Absolutely phenomenal.
A perfect example of what we were saying before, where we respect other people's collections, because I would never do this with my collection, because for those 16 clones, I could have 16 main Star Wars characters. I could have Luke Skywalker, I could have Ahsoka, I could have Obi-Wan.
Right.
So that's the way I would go. And the same thing with vehicles. I would rather have 50 figures than one big vehicle, but I can still respect that looks gorgeous. And I will never say that gentleman should not have spent that money, because I guarantee you that he walks into that room, it gives him it probably puts him right back in the moment where he was sitting in the cinema watching Revenge of the Sith for the very first time. He saw the Jedi Temple March, and it has a deeper connection than just being cool and just looking interesting on the shelf. That's why you see that level of devotion.
Yeah. And that like literally the cost of that is like one Queen Studios piece or J&D piece.
Yes, exactly.
One piece.
Yeah. Plus, you don't know his life. He could have fuck you money. He could be able to do whatever he wants.
Well, he clearly does based on the comment section. Even if
people,
he might be Oscar Isaac.
Could you imagine
he might be. Someone messaged me recently, and they sent in a really nice, amazing email saying, I watch everything you do. I'm a big fan, but maybe you can tackle how you can afford to buy as many figures as you do. and I didn't reply, and I don't know if I'm going to, but I do appreciate the email, but that is not relevant. Because it's not like if I tell you where I work and what job I have, it's not like you can go out and copy my job and then have the same expenses and income and then have the same money left over. We can only give you as much advice as we can in terms of budgeting and payment plans, etc. We can only help as much as we can, but everyone works in a different way, in a different industry, in a different job. So there is no way you can automatically be like, oh, cool, Justin told me that he works here. I'm going to go do that too. And then I'll have the exact same collection as Justin. It doesn't work like that. I've never understood that question. How can you afford? No.
It's like listening to Will and then thinking you're going to go out and get a date
at Olive Garden.
AKA, it's none of
their
their
going to happen.
No, actually, that's the opposite of what Brendan said. If you do listen to me, you will absolutely get a date. I have multiple women texting me during the stream that I've been ignoring for you guys. I'll show proof if I need to.
Yeah, let's see the proof.
Well, it's not going to focus, but I'll show you. Hold on.
What are we getting into?
Was it Sideshow
her name is Joy. She sent me a message that, hey, how's your week been? And I have not answered it because I'm talking about collecting.
Wow.
And then this other one,
that's convenient.
I don't know if I want to say her name, but she also has a name, and she's been texting me and I have not answered either.
A name?
And then
as opposed to she doesn't have a name?
I got Snapchats.
So she's not your fictional
from
Canadian
another girl.
girlfriend?
She sent me Snapchats, and I have not answered those either. So there's dating apps.
Everybody wants a doctor.
It's true. The worst kind, but yes, it is a doctor nonetheless.
Yeah, a doctor with Pennywise in his house.
Yeah.
That's what that's what chicks do.
Guys, two Pennywise. Please drop it in the chat if you're getting Hot Toys Pennywise. Please have good taste.
No, Will,
and
it's
get
just
Pennywise.
you. I
No,
promise you it's just you.
You're literally the only ones they've sold.
And Dean Knight.
That's it.
You and Dean Knight.
All
So
right,
there's an edition size of 3.
Hey, I think that vote's
Yeah.
about to go through. I just want to point that out there.
What is the vote?
Will, you are, sir, I hate to tell you this, but as a moderator for Jeff Paul's channel, you can
54%.
kick rocks, buddy.
You've been banned.
What was the vote? Oh, that was really close, though.
What was the vote?
I'm going to take it as a win because it was almost 50-50.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, my friend.
Yeah. That was pretty close. I'm surprised we didn't have more votes, but yeah, 400 and some odd people watching the 77 votes.
It was the yes out of love. I feel it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy. Well, we've had a pretty good time chatting tonight, so we're gonna kind of wind this thing down. You guys know this was an impromptu live stream, so appreciate everybody's time.
I did goat you though.
I know. So the ones I'm not even gonna go there. So not Sideshow support. Do you have any final words or anything we discussed tonight?
Well, at the end of the day, listen, I want to bounce something off of Lael. If you can lean back, please, and show your shirt. There's a reason. I mean, to be no BS. In all seriousness, we got to make the community better. The reason why none of us are in, a lot of us switched groups from Sideshow group because of the maliciousness and everything that we saw. I can tell you right now, I can't speak for Justin's group. I'm not a moderator, but I'm sure his moderators feel the same as us. We're going to cut all that out. So collect what you love. Be kind to one another. Enjoy the content. If you see a post you don't like, keep scrolling. Who cares? All right. So be kind to one another.
I'm probably going to get banned from Justin's group soon. So.
Target.
I highly doubt it. Let's put it this way.
He highly doubts it. He didn't say no, definitely.
Unless he does something very naughty, he'll be fine. Let's put it this way. A lot of folks in America love freedom of speech. Freedom. I see that every time someone says something racist or rude, I always say, oh, my freedoms. No, you're in a private, closed group. You've agreed to rules. You don't have the same level of freedom. It's like if I walked into my friend's house and started drawing on the walls. Oh, it's my freedom. You have that right in your own house, but not in someone else's house. So keep that in mind.
That's a very specific example. Has that happened?
Justin has definitely done that.
Yep. You're going to come in, you're going to be racist, and you're going to be rude. You're going to be kicked out.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Zero tolerance.
That's out of any group. I mean, like, that shit's not going to fly.
Freedoms.
But you know what? Honestly, I can say that in both Justin's group and both Jetta's group, I have myself, I haven't seen any of that much of toxicity as I actually seen in Sideshow, and I'm just going to say it to keep it real.
Yeah.
And that's probably why
You're welcome.
There you go.
It wasn't because of me. I promise.
And that's probably why I've been banned. Is because I was very vocal about some of the stuff that I seen that was not right. You know what I mean? It was just a terrible space to live in, and I'm like, I'm so glad. And the thing is, it's crazy that I was banned from a platform or a group that I was completely checked out of anyway for months, and I just went in just to see something, just to notice that I was banned. So anyway, I mean, with that basically being said, it's these groups are here for a reason. The main reason that people are in these groups is because, number one, we all fellowship in the realm of collecting. This is where we are. We like to share pictures. We like to have a good time. We have formulated bonds, relationships. I consider everybody in this chat right now my brothers, because we are brothers in arms when it comes to collecting. And this is the way it should be. It shouldn't be about all the extra. And if you think all of us in this group right now, and if you think we want to have this conversation about Sideshow and his grievance, we don't. We're not. No. We don't want to continue to have conversations like this. We want to talk about collecting. We want to talk about what's coming next, what we're looking forward to, pieces that are actually dropping. This is what we want to actually talk about. This is not why we come here, is to have these type of discussions. And this is why we join groups. You know what I mean? So we can just banter back and forth. But all that negative stuff and the politics that go on outside of that, that's not, if you're coming to these groups for that, you should feel ashamed yourself. Because it's a missed opportunity. Once you're banned, you're not going to be and you're going to miss future discussions about stuff that could be beneficial, like collecting and how to budget and stuff like that. You miss those things because you're just bringing that negative type of energy to these groups. You don't need to. So that's on you. Be kind, man. Target, by the way. I got this from Target. Target. Be kind.
Target needs to sponsor us too.
Target, if you'd like to sponsor the channel,
exactly.
Michael's Target, hit us up.
By the way, I do want to point out, when I say you're welcome, that's across the board for the patrol moderators. That's not just me. That's across the board. There's more than just me. There's a lot behind the scenes that you all don't see. So I want to preface that.
Although I will say that not Sideshow support is heavy with the ban hammer. Don't cross him.
Oh, you said
no
what?
offense. I don't always have time for feelings.
Wow. You said what? Wow.
Oh my god. That's good. That was a nice ending there, Lale. That was awesome. No Brendan, problem. Would you like to close us out here?
Yeah, I mean, look, ultimately, none of us have a vested interest in Sideshow or any company sucking. Like, we don't want that. Like, we have fun on these streams. Yeah, like, a lot of it was centered around something negative. But, like, we also come on these streams and just shoot the shit and have fun talking about collecting with our friends. We're all in somewhere different. I mean, Justin's in Australia. I'm in Boston. Lale's, in Pennsylvania. Like, we're all...
Right
yeah.
now.
He's what I mean.
You are closest to hell. So
yeah, Shang-Chi? Yeah,
tomorrow.
No.
I know.
Wait till tomorrow.
Today. It would have been today.
But that's the point, is that, we have fun doing this. The whole point of this hobby is us coming together and being able to talk and geek out and have a good time. And we should be able to do this on live streams. We should be able to do this in any Facebook group, in Sideshows included, not having people banned because they don't bow down at the altar of Sideshow. That, like, we don't benefit from having friction with them. Okay, that's not what this is about, and we're not going in like, let's all have a hate party on Sideshow tonight. That's not how it works. So we want things to be positive. We wanted General Grievous to be a good release. It doesn't always work out that way, but that's everybody has already said, it's stupid to think that anybody benefits from that negativity. We don't. We want to just have a good time. We want to be able to enjoy it with all you guys in the chat, everybody here. So yeah, just that's it. Like everybody said, be positive, be kind. Yes. And the last thing, just for not Sideshow support.
God.
That looks really cool.
See.
I really am on the fence with that thing, but I would have to get the framed version.
I mean,
great.
So I bought this. I bought this direct on his website during the week of San Diego Comic-Con, so it was $100 cheaper. I got this for $225 instead of $325 now. The Sideshow has it too, but I bought it directly from his site because I'd rather give him the money directly.
Yeah.
But then I bought my own frame that is still a good frame, but it's not. They're not because the one that Sideshow that's overcharging. That it's ridiculous. I got this as a good frame, put it in myself, but this thing is gorgeous.
There's nothing. I mean, I love a lot of comic book artists, but the top of my pedestal, the top tier to me is that gentleman right there, Alex Ross, and hats off to him. And I wish you could have a gallery full of his art.
Yeah,
I've got a bunch of it on the wall right here. So yeah, that one was just for you, not Sideshow support.
Thank you, sir.
I'm just in case anybody's wondering, I'm scrolling for movie times for Shang-Chi for tomorrow.
Oh hell yeah!
Justin's
I'm gonna be there.
Look
Justin's face.
at Justin's
Gif it, everyone, gif that. Don't let it go.
Give that, Bob Dylan, if you were here. Give that.
And it's got a sign speeding.
Somebody screen grab that and put a thought bubble right next to Justin's head that just says "fuck you."
I'm gonna send Justin like a video from the theater tomorrow. It's like, Justin, this is crazy.
He's still holding it too.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's all
What a head
tag him.
sculpt
Let's
that
all
is.
take Instagram selfies. We'll just tag Justin.
That is the dirtiest shit of all time.
Look at Justin's face. Bob Dylan, my man, he got it.
Oh, I'm
You know, I
seriously-
got to
I'm
see the IMAX too.
seriously-
You got to.
Ryan, right now,
Seriously
Justin is just thinking his head of
mad
ways to
at
ways to
Australia.
name your mother.
I see
He's so
it.
mad right now.
I'm not.
No.
That's
Look
not
at
even like-
Toya. Toya
Justin,
said, "Oh,
like,
time
Justin."
to come
Yeah.
to the States, man.
You know we're
Yeah.
laughing and we have fun on the streams, but I'm seriously fucking pissed.
Yeah, I
Dude,
know.
I see it. I see it.
Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man,
Oh,
Venom,
man.
No Time to Die. We can't see any of it.
Yeah,
It's not like,
that's-
oh, you get to watch it on Disney Plus or whatever. You just do not get to see it.
But you know what, Justin? Who knows though? At the rate everything is going right now, they've already pushed a couple films, so
I wouldn't
that
be
could
shocked if they
happen.
pushed it.
Hey, and I'm
shocked.
sorry for my ignorance on this, but Justin, why?
Oh, they're in
Well,
lockdown.
right now
Lockdown.
Australia is in. Half of
okay.
Australia is in lockdown, but like not just like a normal lockdown where you've got to wear a mask and you can't go and do some things. It's you have a 5 kilometer radius around your house. You cannot go further than 5 kilometers. Only one person allowed out at a time. There's a curfew at 9 p.m. You cannot be outside of your house past 9 p.m. Everything is closed. There is
Technology
no
is a
shopping.
beautiful thing, Justin. There are the ways of the Force, if you understand.
Well, unfortunately, it's not released on Disney Plus, and I don't want to be sitting there watching some janky cam.
I don't think that's what he's talking about.
No, I cannot. There are ways in the Force of the rebellion. There are ways around things,
Right.
sir, that you can figure out how to do it. I'm just saying.
Well, unfortunately, the cinemas are also closed, so I can't get to another cinema somewhere else. I asked Disney if there was any possibility of seeing a screener because Justin's Collection, the company, is actually registered as a member of the media broadcast industry here in Australia. It's officially registered as a company, so technically, I am a member of the press. I should be entitled, if I want to review the film, just like everyone else, every other press member is down here in Australia.
Mhm.
I don't know how news.com.au has seen it. I don't know how. But I highly doubt they're ever going to reply to me, unfortunately. But maybe when my channel's at 1 million subscribers, then maybe they'll listen. But unfortunately, right now, we don't get to see anything. So all we get to do in Australia here is work, sleep, and eat. And you can't even go outside to exercise. That's also illegal.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Absolutely
I'm sorry,
insane.
and Justin, I am sorry for that.
That's
Oh, no.
crazy.
Dude, the States, that would
nothing we
never
can do.
fly.
We had 170 cases today. And I honestly think that that's not a hugely high number. The vaccine rates are going up. We ran out of vaccines. It's another issue. I think that this is my solution. I don't know. People probably think I'm crazy. If you want to seclude yourself at home in your own lockdown, you should do that. You should absolutely be within your right to do that. But if you have access to a vaccine, take it. Get it done. I don't think that it should be that the entire country is locked down with small case numbers the way they are, and also with the
There were
vaccine
like
rates going up the
170
way they
cases
are.
on my street.
Right.
Yeah,
Correct. If
yeah.
you want to, and I say this, if you want to risk it and go out and see a film, but you are fully vaccinated, because even if you're fully vaccinated, you can't do that here. You cannot. So even if you have both shots, you cannot go out. You cannot do anything. That should not be a thing. If you are vaccinated, or if you want to, and everyone else is vaccinated, and you want to risk potentially getting it, and everyone else is wanting to lock themselves down and seclude at home, that should be another option as well. I don't understand how if you're fully vaccinated you cannot go to the cinema and watch a movie. I don't understand.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Hey, that's crazy.
So what you're saying is you want Will to FaceTime you from the theater at Shang-Chi tomorrow.
Only if you can get
Absolutely.
like people's heads in the shot,
Wow.
Yeah.
like the mystery. The
I'll be
science
seeing it in
theater.
RPX, which is like our version of like mini IMAX. So
Mystery Science Theater 3000, yeah.
I'm super excited. I cannot.
You got
wait
some
to see that.
droids in the front.
There's going to be some pre-orders tomorrow night, probably.
Why
Those
are you
figures.
waiting?
Those figures are
Well,
gorgeous.
because Ryan, I
Those
like to
figures
see
are
the content
gorgeous.
before I pre-order.
Man,
I don't want to
calm
hate the
down.
shit and then like not pre-order.
You better
But
pre-order that right now, buddy.
Pass.
That might be the best head sculpt that Hot Toys has
Easy
ever
pass.
done.
it might be.
It's
It might be.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It is
Yes.
fantastic.
It's one of them.
And
As soon as it
I think
hit.
the prototypes at Secret Base look better than the photos that they did, the promo pics. I think the actual prototypes in person look better than
Dude.
the
It looks alive. Like it looks like it
Pretty
looks
good.
legitimately amazing. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Hot Toys is hit or miss with the photographers that they use for promo pics. It's like sometimes
Yeah.
it's like you're just scratching your head, like, what were you thinking? Like, look what this release. How did you
yeah,
then
like
do this?
Mysterio. The Jake Gyllenhaal head looked horrible in those pictures.
So bad.
And then when we got it, we're like, what the hell? This thing's awesome. This
Love
thing is
it.
bang
Love
on.
That happened with Ray too.
So,
They had some
Yeah.
iPhone
Yeah.
distortion
Have it
going
right.
on. Is crazy. All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up. I don't thank all you guys for joining us for a random live stream, and hopefully it was enlightening, and if not that, entertaining. If you liked the live stream, hit the thumbs up button. If you did not like it, hit thumbs down twice, and that would be awesome. So just make that happen. So
Make sure you subscribe to every single one of these gentlemen's streams. They do hard work. All right. They put in the work. All right.
story. And
Thumbs up.
Andy joined the channel membership tonight, so thank you for that. Appreciate that. I caught that way earlier in the stream, so thank you.
Yes.
Welcome. And so that's all we got. So you guys get out of here. I'm sure everybody here will have everybody but Brendan and not Sideshow support, and we'll have videos out of stuff. So I've got clones. So
I need to
got
get
that
some
going
more
on.
clones, man.
I got a goal, man. What you gonna do? So anyways, we out. Catch you guys later.